Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining for another physical practice, a movement practice, even though chronic pain is existing in your life. I'm here as a certified yoga therapist to help guide you through some very gentle movements. And I always want to say in all my classes up front, please know that you have full permission to visualize the body moving. If something, and you know your body best, if something doesn't feel right for you at this time, please feel free to close your eyes and imagine the body moving in that manner. So with this video, we're going to talk about the 5 most important movements of the spine. You know, we say in my industry, motion is lotion. We want to keep the body moving. And you may have heard that from someone in the medical industry. But a lot of times, moving with chronic pain is really challenging. So what are some safe ways to move the spine? This is really important. We are the age of our spine, so we want to keep that mobility there, that range of motion, that movement. So let's go ahead with these 5 movements of the spine. Grab your chair. Okay, here we are. I've got that chair. I've got my feet fully resting to the floor. Interesting, weird fact, but chairs are made for people that are 5'7" or taller. So if you're like me, I'm 5'5". Sometimes my toes lift. Please find that position. Maybe it's adding something underneath your feet, but you want to have your feet fully resting to the floor. And then the same with the pelvis, full support of the pelvis. So let's begin. Let's start off with just resting the palms on the thighs. Check in with that bowl full of water, the pelvis, to see if you have a tilt, either front to back or side to side. See if you can bring it to a neutral position, and then very gently lift and lengthen through the spine. Soften the shoulders from the ears, and just take a moment to start to breathe, just letting the body know that this is a safe practice to do, which in turn will let our brains know, and we can stay relaxed in our nervous systems. So allow yourself to let the tongue rest in the mouth. We'll just take 2 breaths together, breathing in through the nose and sigh it out the mouth. Good. Let's just do 1 more of those, please. Inhale and exhale. Wonderful. Okay. So to start, we're going to start off with what's called an axial stretch of the spine. We want to think about not slouching and sitting, kind of rounding in our spine. We really want to think about that activation of lengthening through the spine. And again, if you have a shoulder injury, this is a great place to visualize this movement of your body. So let's just kind of shake out the hands, relax the shoulders, rest the pelvis to the chair, and then bring the palms facing forward. And with our next inhale, keep the palms out in this direction as you rest the pelvis. And our inhale, we're going to raise the arms up, lifting tall through the spine. Relax the shoulders from the ears. And as you exhale, gently melt the hands down to the heart, but keep that lift nice and tall. Beautiful. With your next inhale, once again, scoop and reach the energy. Take a breath in. And exhale, melt it down, but allow the spine to stay lifted. Beautiful. Let's just do that 1 more time here. Inhale, reach, find that stretch of the body. Exhale, melt the hands down to the heart and just rest them here for a moment. Just pause. Take a breath in and sigh it out. Wonderful. So that was an axial lift. And we want to kind of keep that mentality throughout this whole class. If you find yourself kind of slouching or leaning to one side, see if you can find neutrality there and lengthen through the spine. So our next movement, the second movement of the spine, is called the lateral stretch. So from here, you may have seen this before. We want to keep the pelvis neutral. And if I'm lengthening through this side of the body, I want to be mindful I'm not crunching this side. We want to create length as we do this throughout the whole torso. So as you're ready, you can take one hand maybe to the side of the chair, or you have an arm of the chair, that's totally fine. And from here, I'm going to inhale, raise just one arm up, and I'm going to reach and lengthen here first. Keep the pelvis where it is, And then as I'm ready, I inhale, and like I'm grabbing an apple off of a tree, I reach up and over, keeping length here on this side. And then as I exhale, take your time, slowly release this arm down. If there's any muscle activation, see if you can keep the breath smooth and calm. Take a breath in, exhale it out. Beautiful. And then the same side, we're going to stick with this side again. Feet are resting, pelvis is resting. With my inhale, raise this arm up, reach it to the ceiling first. Keep the pelvis neutral as I reach up and over. Find that length through the side body. Breathe in, take a breath. Exhale, relax the shoulder, relax the arm. Everything melts down to the floor. Beautiful. Wonderful job, everyone. Take a deep breath in and let it go. I'm pausing in between sides. One more breath here, no rush. Excellent. So now let's go to this side. Same thing, pelvis stays neutral. I can hold any support that feels best. Opposite hand comes forward. I want to keep that shoulder relaxed so it's not creeping up to the ears. See if you can keep it calm here. With my inhale, raise this arm up. It may stop at a stopping point earlier than this, that's okay. Reach and lengthen through the side body, and then reach slightly to the side, reach up and over. Keeping space here. Beautiful. Take a breath in. As you exhale, slowly release it down. Keep that axial lift tall of the spine. Wonderful. Another inhale. Take your time. Reach, lengthen, and extend first, and then reach it over. Just grab one more inch here. And then exhale, take your time. Slowly relax that arm down. And again, a pause. Maybe flipping palms up. Take a breath in. Exhale, let it go. Wonderful. So now we're moving into 3 and 4 of the 5 movements of the spine. We want to go into extension and flexion. In yoga, you may have heard this pose called cow pose and cat pose. We're going to do this seated in the chair. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is just come to kind of the edge of the chair here, where again, your feet are fully supported. Your pelvis is still supported too, but you have a little more movement of the body. And then to start off, I'm going to take my hands either to the tops of the thighs or the tops of the knees, whatever feels best. And with my inhale, I'm going to lift the tailbone up behind me and splay the belly up. Imagine a string at my heart that's pulling me up to the ceiling as I gently bend my elbows and slightly look up. You don't need to be a stream with the turn of the neck. Keep it simple. And then as I exhale, straighten through the arms, tuck the tailbone, round through the spine, relax the head and neck here. Reach and extend back behind you with the middle back. Good. Engage the belly to the spine as you inhale. Bend the elbows, arch the back. Good. Exhale, slowly transition so you feel the vertebrae of the spine moving with each movement here. Good. And then come back. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see that angle. You can stay just where you are if you'd like. So from here, I tilt my pelvis first, gently bend the elbows and arch the back, looking up. Inhale. And as I exhale, tuck the tailbone, engage the core, round through the spine as I straighten my arms, release the head and neck. Good. Pull the belly to the spine. Inhale, lift up. Final time here. Exhale, take your time, round and reach back slightly. Wonderful. And then come back to that neutral position. Find that bowl full of water again, full support. Just rest the hands down. Let's take a moment to pause and breathe. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Great. So we've done the axial lift, we've done the lateral stretch, and then we've done extension and flexion of the spine. And then the 5th movement of the spine is a twist. Now, a lot of times when I work with clients with chronic pain and I say, okay, let's do a twist, they kind of give me a look. They get that look like, oh, I don't know if, maybe a little fear comes up or a little worry or concern that might hurt the body. This might be the time where you choose to visualize the body moving instead. But I'm going to show lots of different modifications and ways to do this. So for example, if you're in a chair like mine that has no arms, you're going to follow my direction. If you are a person that has arms on your chair, you're going to be using your hands to hold the chair or the arm of the chair and then come into the twist in this way, okay? If you're like me, you've got two choices. One, you could take the arm to the back of the chair and hold it here and take this hand to opposite knee. But be mindful, we're not moving the hand and pushing the knee to the side. The feet and the knees, you want to stay directly toward the front. And it's more about moving at the abdomen for this twist here. I also want to be thinking about the shoulders not too far in front of the hips. We want to stack the shoulders above the hips and keep that axial lift of the spine. So this might be an option here where you're doing a twist in this way. The third final option is to turn to the side here. And you can watch me here if this is an option with the no arms in the chair. I'm going to take one hand to this side of the chair, and then I'm going to take the other hand to this side. And I want to be sure my shoulders aren't creeped up, and I want to be relaxing the elbows gently toward the body. Feet are resting to the chair or to the floor. And then as I inhale, I lengthen tall through the spine. Exhale, turn the belly to the twist. Keep the shoulders relaxed here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, twist, or maintain where you are. And please don't push yourself too hard. Just try this gently. If you've done this before, then maybe it's about going a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, maintain, or one more time, deepen your twist. Notice my head and neck is not going very far. Inhale once again. And then as I exhale, I move gently toward a neutral position and pause. This is where we pause again. We let the body know that it's okay. We did an odd thing, a really healthy thing. But see if we can breathe in through the nose and sigh it out. Let it go. Great. And then let's switch sides. Now, obviously, if you're doing the same twist I'm doing, you look like this. I'm going to stay to the front this time, but you can still see how the twist happens. So from here, I'm going to take my hand to the back, or the arms of the chair, if that's what you have. This hand to the opposite knee. And again, I want to be mindful not to move the knee. Keep the legs where they are. Inhale, lift nice and tall. As I exhale, I want to bring the belly over into the twist. Shoulders are stacked above the hips. Pausing here. Inhale. Maintain or deepen your twist. Good. Let's do one more breath here. Inhale tall. Stay as you are, or one more twist. Good. And then as you exhale, slowly bring yourself back to your neutral position and pause. And take a breath in and sigh it out. So whether you visualize that movement or you did the twist with me, nice job. Because I know, again, sometimes moving the vertebrae in those positions feels a little, sometimes intimidating when you have chronic pain. But check in to see how you feel. Notice the breath, relaxing the shoulders. Again, sending those wonderful messages to the brain, all is good. We did some movement, way to go. And also, it's okay to kind of just relax into this. Good. Let's take another breath together. Inhale. And sigh it out. Great. Now there's one more thing I like to do after we do that twist, because it's a pretty intense movement of the spine, and I like to have a gentle forward fold to follow that. If you are pregnant or have glaucoma, or there's maybe a headache starting today or a migraine, please visualize yourself doing this instead. But if you're ready, go ahead and scoot gently toward the front of your chair. And we're just going to keep our legs in a parallel position here. And I'm going to have my hands just resting at the sides of me. So I'm going to relax the shoulders. And instead of rounding the spine at the shoulders, I want to think about hinging at my hips. So from here, I'm going to bring the shoulders forward, still having a tall spine. And then I find this space to start to allow the belly to come rest to the thighs. And then maybe the chest comes as well. And I don't need to go to the floor. This isn't about how far down can I go. This is about rounding through the shoulders, releasing the head and neck, and finding a little space to find an openness through the mid-back. Relax the head, maybe a little gentle sway side to side. Let's take 2 expansive breaths here. Breathing in. Exhale, melt. Good. One more breath. And relax. Now push through the soles of the feet. Pull the belly to the spine. Come nice and tall with the spine. Roll the shoulders back and down. Maybe the palms come to the thighs. Soften the shoulders. Find that, again, that axial lift of the spine. And let that just settle. Anytime we dip our heads, either even with our heart or slightly below it, it's called an inversion. It's healthy to do for the brain. We send oxygenated blood to the brain. It's really good for it. But again, be mindful. What's best for you? What's best in your body? So take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out. Let it go. And just stay in this position. See how that feels for you. Noticing any sensations in the body, noticing any thoughts or emotions that might stir while we did those 5 important movements of the spine. And just check in. Anytime, again, we can pause and rest, especially after a movement practice like this is wonderful. I give you just maybe a little time to get some water and just pause for a little bit before you move on to the next part of your day. And I thank you for joining. If these movement practices speak to you and it helps you to move amidst the chronic pain that you live with, please like and subscribe. Maybe share the video if you know someone else who might be interested too. I'm excited to put more content out, so please stay tuned. I wish you the best on your path to easing pain.